Okay, so this is my quick review and recap of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Series 1, Episode 3, Power Broker. And the only thing I can say about this show after this episode is wow, 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 and wow. This is everything I expected it to be. It's bloody interesting. There's an air of mystery about it. There's the comic element to it. There's a buddy cop movie element to it. It's just it's brilliant. I enjoyed it so much. You wouldn't believe how much I enjoyed it. This is the second time of me recording this bloody um stream because the microphone that I'm using went offline, and that's just really crazy of why it went offline, but it did. So uh, the the movie, the TV show starts with a recap of what happened in the last episode, and obviously what Sam and Bucky had decided was to go directly to Baron Zemo to see if he knew anything or if he could help them. And it was actually pretty interesting. It was a really good um interaction that they had with him. It was basically like going to see Hannibal Lecter, or going to see Loki, or going to see Magneto in a glass cage. It wasn't technically a complete glass cage, but there was glass surrounding Zemo, and basically it was really interesting. I really enjoyed how everybody had something to say, and their feelings and everything was just um, emphasized quite a bit more, and you knew where everybody was. And one of the other things I liked actually was right at the start of the episode, where you have an advert for the GRC, which is the agency involved in repatronizing or repatriizing the people that got blipped in in the in what in Infinity War. And then we see Captain America going over to one of these facilities where um, the flag smashers were being harbored, and they came to the same conclusion that they need to go and speak to Zemo. I don't understand why they need to go and speak to Zemo. Obviously, he is the only other person from Hydra that they could possibly speak to in regards to the super soldier serum. And that's why, I guess, but I wouldn't have thought they have access to him, to be honest with you. Obviously, the new fake Captain America is working for the government, but then the government would have given him access to all this kind of stuff anyway. But as he's not a super soldier yet, I don't see why he's been given this kind of access, to be honest with you. But yeah, it kind of works in the way that, oh, look, this is what's happened to society at the moment, and we need a symbol like this. This is basically calling back to that first episode. But yeah, so as I was saying, Baron Zemo uh, needs to get out of prison, and Sam is reluctant to do anything with Zemo, to be honest with you. But Bucky speaks to him in some random garage that he's thinking of breaking him out. But as we hear Bucky talk about how to break him out, it's actually happening as it is. And what tends to happen, well, what happens is that as soon as Zemo breaks out in the garage where Sam and Bucky are talking, Zemo opens the door, and Sam is like proper startled. And it's quite funny how that happened, because he's also wondering how they got to that particular garage. Now, That garage is quite interesting because it looks like one of the places in that was in one of the post-credit scenes in, I think, either in Captain America or Thor or one of the other movies, maybe even Guardians. I need to check that. So if you recognize it and which movie it's in, stick it into the comments below, and we can see who was right. But yeah, so they break out and they take Zemo, or Zemo takes them to see the power broker in a place called Madripoor. So Madripoor is basically like Singapore and Wakanda mixed together, and it's actually pretty funky that Disney have shown a place like that. It's quite a seedy kind of. Um, it's a very seedy place. It looks like, the, oh god, what's that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where they go to see uh oh god, can't remember, but it's a scene where Sylvester Stallone's in, and yeah, that's quite a seedy place. Yeah, so we cut back to the flag smashers, and one of the flag smashers is ill or something, and she's basically I don't know if it's her friend, if it's her lover, or if it's her mother, but she's dying of tuberculosis. And this there's a callback to this scene later on, but yeah, they're basically suffering. We don't know what's actually happening, but it looks like they are suffering. So Baron Zemo, Bucky, and Sam are walking over a bridge, and Sam is saying, "Why the hell do I have to dress up like a pimp while you guys look relatively normal?" And basically, Zemo shows him a picture of some guy who actually looks like Sam, but a bit more beefier, and he has to pretend to be him to meet this person that they need to meet. And basically we go through the whole process, and this episode is just so action packed you wouldn't believe. I think this has been the most movie like episode, and it was on for an hour, believe it or not. Nearly a whole hour. And yeah, it was actually really good, and we actually saw a lot of blood and guts in this, and we even had a Diet Coke version of Helen Mirren, which the guys speak to, and yeah, it was fun to see that in a Disney movie, which I wouldn't have thought they would do, but yeah, um, pretty interesting. So Disney aren't afraid of having slightly uh you know, less kid friendly content on their platform, and being associated with it as well, I guess. There was a funny scene when they were meeting this person. This wasn't the power broker, by the way. I think the power broker is somebody else. Yeah, so there was a funny scene where Sam's sister calls him, and wow, the amount of tension you wouldn't believe. It was just funky. You need to watch it. You'd honestly need to watch it. I'm not going to try and spoil the whole episode for you, but let's just say somebody returns to, uh, let's say, the Marvel Universe that was previously in the Marvel Universe, and boy, does that person kick some ass. That is some proper ass kicking. One thing I will spoil though is Baron Zemo's dancing. You have to see this. But this was such a crazy action-led movie style kind of episode. It was on a budget for a TV show. To have this kind of quality is amazing. Obviously, it's Disney; they can throw a lot of money at it, but they're not going to waste money on doing stuff if they don't really need to, but what they have used and spent, it's actually paid off. It feels real, even though we're living in like the world of superheroes and supervillains and people that can fly and people that are like superhuman. There is such a grounded reality to everything, and I think that is basically one of the things that's going to make this TV show a real success. I don't really want to ruin the rest of the episode because I think you should watch it. I'm just giving you some key elements, and you need to see how they actually play through. So basically, I'm going to leave it as it is for now, and I'm just going to rate the show. So my rating for this show is a 9 out of 10. Uh, I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I need to be fair because it's a TV show, it's not a movie, and it was only an hour long, and I wanted it to be a lot longer, and I got annoyed because it wasn't a lot longer. Excuse me. So I'm going to leave you on this lovely Good Friday and enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you.